Good morning. My name is Yolanda Taylor. I'm the consultant program attorney for Advance Carolina. I know a lot of us have been fixated with the national presidential elections and the national political stage, and that's good. But we need to be informed about the candidates vying for highest office in the land, but we also need to be concerned about what's happening right here in North Carolina. Not only is North Carolina an important battleground state for our national political candidates, it's an important state for us to win. By us, I mean those of us who live right here in North Carolina, right here where we want to see democracy and freedom flowing in our state. By us, I mean those of us who believe in the rule of law, but who also believe in the law being applied fairly and consistently to everyone. We believe in a rule of law that protects all of our rights, and one that does not take away our constitutional rights or those rights that are inherent to us as human beings on this planet. Like the human right to be housed and treated with dignity, or the right to make choices about our bodies and our health. Republicans will call these our God-given rights. Well, you know what? We all have them. We all are entitled to liberty and freedom. We know that those who administer the rule of law, like the judges behind me in our North Carolina Supreme Court, they must have a commitment to fairness and justice for everyone. Judges must have a perspective of how the law may benefit some while burdening others. And you only get this with a judicial bench of judges from different backgrounds and with different perspectives and with lived experiences. While there's always a winner and a loser in a court case, there should be no losers when it comes to important issues that impact our highest health potential. Under this umbrella of health are sub-issues that can come before the North Carolina Supreme Court involving fair, safe, and affordable housing, our children's access to a sound and basic education that's fairly and adequately funded, and the ability to elect people in our community who will champion the issues that most concern us. Everyone should have an opportunity to elect the candidate of their choice, but under this current Republican-led North Carolina Supreme Court, that has worked in partnership, I will say, with the current Republican-led General Assembly. We have lost the right to live in districts that allow us the electoral freedom and access to democracy that all of us should have. Democracy is being able to participate in governmental decisions, either through participation in a public hearing, but most importantly, through our ability to access a real ballot versus a provisional ballot when we go to vote, through our ability to be able to vote with the least impediments or barriers. Therefore, again, we must win. We must win this state on each and every level, up the ballot and down the ballot, especially down the ballot when it comes to our North Carolina Supreme Court. So right now, I just want to speak to everyday people who may be watching this. Although I'm a lawyer, I work very hard not to speak in legalese. I'm going to make it real plain and simple, and that is our state courts matter. Our North Carolina Supreme Court matters, and who will be the next judge elected to our North Carolina Supreme Court matters. So if you're listening today, your main takeaway should be our state courts matter, and you should be informed about those who are seeking a seat on our state court. The state court, the North Carolina Supreme Court, it decides an array of issues like education, voter ID, and we understand redistricting. And for regular people, everyday people like myself who are out there, redistricting means just the ability to draw your electoral district and who gets the opportunity to win in your electoral district. And as a former legal aid attorney, I can tell you that our Supreme Court hears more than voter ID and redistricting cases. They hear cases involving housing, mortgage foreclosure issues, unemployment benefit issues, employee rights, consumer rights. They even hear cases involving domestic violence. So they hear cases that impact our day-to-day lives. In November, as been stated by my colleagues here, we have a choice between two people who will view their jobs from different lenses and perspectives. Both will uphold the rule of law, but we have Judge Allison Riggs a judge who has spent her career, again, fighting for everyday people who have been the most marginalized. I personally know her, and I personally respect her because she, like we're community lawyers. She has experience of being on the ground, working for the rights, to protect the rights of everyday people. While her opponent, Republican candidate Judge Jefferson Griffin, hopes to join his Republican friends who have a current majority right now. But we cannot let extreme, not conservative, I'm talking about extreme right, far-right positions outweigh our rights, and far-right legal opinions roll back our children's rights to a sound and basic education in the schools right there in their neighborhoods. To literally gut and essentially defund our public school systems is far right, and it's very extreme. While our North Carolina legislative branch is making oppressive laws, this court behind us will interpret those laws, and it will determine whether or not those laws should remain or should stand. Unfortunately, our courts have been infested with partisan politics, which has led to uphold things like partisan gerrymandering. Which, again, for everyday people, what is gerrymandering? It's the manipulation of the boundaries in your electoral districts to give one party an upper hand or an unfair advantage. There are now some districts where a Democrat has no way of winning. And if you're someone who leans Democrat or has the values and the beliefs of a Democrat, you have no opportunity to now elect someone who could be the champion of your issues. So Jefferson, again, wants to join his colleagues in continuing to reject efforts for the state to fund public schools in accordance with case law, and to also continue this practice of partisan gerrymandering. Also, Judge Jefferson Griffin appears to think he has the God-sized job of determining when life begins. He even penned a legal memo, which I've read may have been withdrawn since then, but he penned a legal memo stating that life begins at conception. Regardless of your values, even if you're a Christian like I am, I think that's a God-sized determination of when life begins. Who is he to play God? Who is he to play doctor? And who is he to play master of our bodies? When life begins is truly above his pay grade. In summary, the North Carolina Supreme Court's new conservative majority, with a Judge Jefferson, will continue to remove the constitutional guardrails on extreme partisan gerrymandering. They will continue to uphold and keep voter ID as the law, and they will continue to disenfranchise people with a felony conviction. And we don't know what may happen with Leandra. Your schools where you live, if it's a poor community or if you live in rural North Carolina, your schools may continue to be underfunded. So today, the takeaway again is our state courts matter, and we must win this state for our communities.
All right. Thank you, everyone.